Yo, we're gonna break down all these crypto stocks. Now that I got some time over this weekend, I haven't done this video in a while, so it's time to catch up. I have posted some videos on like Glxy and Wndr, but I'll go over those two real quick. So in log chart, it looks way better than it does on a regular chart. So to be honest, what I'm seeing here is a nice big bullish run, and we're seeing this period of equilibrium trading where it's just up, down, sideways in this range from $14 to $43. So it's a big range, but on a log scale, it really doesn't look too crazy. It's because it's an exponential trending stock. So it's something we want to pay attention to. Again, we're on the weekly time frame here, and I want to see us break up over this 8 EMA and use it as our support. If this happens, right, where we break up over and then in the coming weeks it's used as support, we can now expect that there's going to be a run in this name that could potentially break previous all-time highs. As you can see, we've touched this $14 zone once, twice, 3, 4 times. So it's a solid defense line. We now want to see us break up, and hopefully we get us nice slow grind into this zone. Now when we get into that zone, we don't want to reject right away like we've seen in the past. We want to hold this range. So as you could see, I'll mark it out real quick. We have some sort of middle ground here, right? This middle ground, we want to stay in between all-time highs and this middle ground instead of coming all the way back down to 14. So this $23, right, that's around our middle ground here. If we could stay in between that range, that would look massively bullish. So that's what I'm looking for in Glxy. Defi, when I look at Defi, it looks like we're starting to get some sort of a double bottom pattern. Every time we come back down to this range, it looks like it's been some sort of a buy. So I'm paying attention to this name because every time we make significant moves downward into the 150 area, it's been a buy. Overall though, this trend line is holding us back. It might need a little bit more time, who knows? But in my opinion, things look good. We want to see us break over and then back test this trend line so it's out now our demand or support, and then we can move and look for that next leg up. Again, this was kind of our red flag here, this massive bearish engulfing. So we can now look at this as some sort of resistance. We might need some time to break 250 zone. So that's my eyes on DeFi. For HUT, things look very interesting on HUT, right? All these names will look interesting, but I think this is the bottom here. This range around around $5 to $7 is our base. So if we see Bitcoin, if we see Ethereum and all these other altcoins start making a nice move, all of these names are going to get a reaction off of it. So I like the looks of that on HUT. Hive looks very similar, right? We've come back down to $2 and it's been a nice zone to be buying at. So it could be a decent time to go long, right? If you're thinking maybe like long term, all these names I think are pretty decent. That's just my opinion though. Mara, look, right? We've come back to these zones, getting that double bottom pattern, and things are looking very nice. So this upper trend line was our resistance. We could look for it to potentially come up here and stall again. So that's something I'd be looking for on Mara. Bitfarms, right? Look at this. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. It's here. I think that the bottom is here in this market, especially when we have a huge day on BTC, right? 14% day. I really like the looks of that, and a lot of these names, like if you look at them, it looks like just some sideways trading for a very long period of time. So like when you see this here, from around 360 to 850, it looks like we've been playing sideways in this range. This could just be a massive period where we're now digesting a massive move in the stock, right? The stock went up 1,600% in a short period of time, very short period of time. So this, right, is like over a year of just going sideways in this range. It could be the way the stock is trying to build a demand in that zone before we break up to a new all-time high eventually. Like I said, all these names I feel pretty confident in terms of a long-term push. Coin, this is the Canadian coin. This is not Coinbase, but this lower trend line, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know much about this name, but overall the pattern is pretty decent. So I'd be paying attention like around these zones. If we can get a nice push and we break out of this falling wedge, 220, that's a zone where it's looking to be resistance. I'd be paying attention to that. And if we do break up out of the wedge, I'd also be looking for that 280. So we got some work to do on this name though. As you can see, it's downtrending compared to some of the other ones where they're more sideways. But overall, the potential is there. We want to see us break up over this 8 EMA, especially on the daily time frame. That's something I'll be looking for on the Canadian coin tokens.com. SI. Now SI had a huge push, right? Look at this. Fast. We consolidated sideways a bit and then got that big push. So again, we've came all the way back to this zone over here. Like there's something very similar in all these names, which is why I think they're a little bit easier to play than some other stocks, but this one's a little bit more crazy right now. But overall, it still looks decent. We have this trend line that we're starting to break up over. So I'd be paying attention to that, and maybe we can get a nice push right back to this 175 zone. Over here, when it comes from 225 to like $91, you know that that's like a sweet buy opportunity. So the opportunity is here on all these names. Coinbase, now double bottoming around this zone. I like it. We beat earnings, a massive beat, 70% beat on the on the earnings per share, and then the revenue was 26% higher. So it looks good, man. Like it might seem a little bit bearish, but again, if you just draw out some trend lines and try to make sense of what's going on overall in the market, I think crypto and crypto stocks could have a potential like upside here. It might not be huge, but even so, like playing options on coin, like this 12% or 21% potential trade that's right here, could yield you a nasty return. And then we've got Wndr here. So what I like about Wndr is this massive bullish engulfing at the bottom of a range with massive volume. We want that. And we popped right back up over and into that 130, 140 zone. So even still from like a risk reward opportunity, if we do get that run in these names, this one will have a decent shot, I think. I still want to see it stay above here though, right? As long as we could stay above 130 and play in between this potential zone for a bit, right? From 130 to 170, we might need to play in that zone for a little bit before we get that breakout, like something like this, and then go. It also might be a little bit faster than that, but that's what I'd be looking for here on Wndr. It looks pretty decent. I do want to see us, right? I was mentioning the Bollinger Bands here. We come up right to the middle Bollinger Band. If we can break up over it, that, in my opinion, is a signal that it's a go. So that's what I said in the last video. I just wanted to re-highlight that and make that clear for everyone again. And that's everything for this video. So peace, guys.